tonight. All right, that's your next comic. He's so funny. He hosts a bunch of shows around the city. He plays all over. He's a good friend of mine. Please help me welcome the very funny Christian Jones.
What's up, guys? How you guys doing? Good. Having fun, sir? Is that good? Worth the money? Was it worth the money? That's what's up. That's good. All right. What a year it's been, right? We had a pandemic last year, a new president this year, which is good. You guys happy about the new president? Really? Because I don't know anything about him. All I know is that his first executive order was signing his do not resuscitate. That's all I know. That's all I know is that the first time he met Bernie Sanders, he was like, "And what's your name, young fellow?" That's what I know. I don't know else. I don't know anything else about the man. It is what it is. You know what I mean? I'll tell you a little bit about myself. Here's a story to give you information about myself. Years ago, I was dating this girl, right? So I had to meet her father. And her father was like, "Christian, tell me about yourself." I'm like, "Sure, no problem. My parents are from the Middle East, so that makes me Arab. But I was born and raised on Staten Island, New York." Yeah. He's like, "Yeah, I'd like you to stop seeing my daughter immediately." And I get it, because from his point of view, what the fuck kind of Guido terrorist is my daughter bringing? You know what I mean? Like, nobody wants their daughter dating fucking Vincenzo Bin Laden over here. Right? It's basically the only thing worse than a dude in a turban is a dude in a wife beater wearing a turban. Made by Ed Hardy. Basically, from this guy's point of view, if I am a terrorist, I'm blowing up buildings to the sound of DJ Tiesto. And there's a chance I'm yelling douchey things like, "This explosion needs more bass," you know? Yeah, no. Staten Island, so you grew up on Staten Island, huh? That's cool. So you know it's a pretty racist place. Like, I'm pretty sure it's considered like a fucking vacation spot for Klan members. Right? Don't they all have timeshares out there and shit? I don't know. Yeah, dude, being Middle Eastern, you guys know. I mean, I think I've been racially profiled. I'm not sure. I mean, you tell me. Maybe this sounds like standard procedure to use. A few, years ago, one summer, during my college years, I was at the airport, JFK, right? TSA comes up to me and they're like, "Sir, you're going to have to come with us. You've been selected for a random bag check." All right, now I thought that was shady because it's like, I didn't even have any bags, you know what I mean? I was just working at the fucking Dunkin' Donuts in the terminal. I mean, my shirt said Dunkin', I'm like, "Officer, I'm wearing the visor. I sold you your coffee." It's still hot. I don't know, I don't remember. I don't know, man. I like being Middle Eastern now. I did have some issues with it because we've done so much to these fucking poor people. Yeah, we really did do it. I don't know. So I've had some back and forth. Like my wife was telling me, she's like, "You should do the whole 23andMe ancestry thing to, see if you're 100% Arab." I'm like, dude, I really don't want some pathology report coming in the fucking mail telling me I'm 100% Arab, dude. That would feel more like a diagnosis more than anything else. Right? Like, unfortunately, sir, you are 100% Arab, and there's nothing we can do about it. Like, holy shit, 100%? What is that, stage 4? Damn, dude. And they break that shit down for you, too. Like, you are 25% smells like mulafia at all times. 75% might beat your wife. No, I'm joking. I'm not joking. No, yeah, I don't know. I like being Arab because I like the fucking Arab weddings are the shit. You know what I mean? Arab weddings are fucking awesome. Although we gotta maintain our dignity here because I feel like we're going into the whole trend. Are you guys noticing weddings are getting like progressively trashier? Because like, for example, dessert, right? What are they usually like, serve like customarily, what is it, wedding cake and ice cream. Now they're serving waffles and maple syrup, dude. Like, at fucking weddings for dessert. It's like, I'm married right now, but I'm not sold on the idea of having a reception and spending $40,000 so my wedding guests can come and be like, the filet mignon kind of sucked, but that IHOP Venetian was banging, Yeah, dude. Fucking weddings, like, I've been invited to a bunch, that's just our community. I've been the best man at some, which sucks, because you gotta give speeches, you gotta give that best man speech, where you say, like, heartwarming things about your buddy and his new bride, you know what I mean? And I botched that shit so bad, dude. Oh my god, I'm like, oh yeah, you know, what can I say about Sharif? He's such a good guy, we grew up together, and Hiba, whew, these two, ever since they got together, I knew he could do so much better, you know what I mean? That's at least what I told myself when her and I broke up 6 months ago. No, dude, I actually years ago went to my ex-girlfriend's wedding. I went to my ex-girlfriend's wedding. She got married to another guy, and I was still single at the time, which don't do that. Don't go to a fucking wedding when you're single. Go to a wedding when you're single is like being at a housewarming party when you're homeless, dude. Like, I think I reeked of such desperation at some point in the night, some lady threw some change into my mixed drink. I'm like, this isn't a donation cup, dude. Like, what are you doing, you know? But I'm married now, which is nice. Being married, you know, I got married at 35, which in the Arab community, you guys know, is late. Because if you're, you know, in your 30s and single, there's a lot of pressure from the community to, you know, settle down and find a wife to take your anger out on. Thankfully, I found the one, you know, she's great. Now, my wife is great. She's really good. I love my wife. She's so cool. We're all about teamwork. You know what I mean? Being married, it takes teamwork. You know, that's how you make a marriage work. And we decide everything together. You know, as a team. Like, for example, we decided as a team to sleep in separate rooms. So that's. But she's a great teammate. Like, we're always subbing in and out of sleeping on the couch and shit. There's a high five on the way in and out. It's cool. We're actually very attached, my wife and I. Very attached. Here's how attached we are. I think it's a little abnormal. I actually brought my wife to my bachelor party. Isn't that crazy that I brought my wife? Who does that? You know me. I do that. And it was cool, but it was a little awkward because when the hookers finally got to the hotel room, I had to sit her down and be like, all right, babe, listen, I didn't think you could bring all your friends, you know what I mean? Like, she's like, I don't really consider them friends as much as coworkers. You know? Like, I like boundaries. I'm like, I got it. She did come to my bachelor party, and she wanted to really invite her friends. I'm like, no. She's like, come on. I'm like, dude, no. Like, don't be greedy. You know what I mean? It's like you give them an inch and they want 9 more. Like, come on, dude. Like, yeah, dude. It's like I'm not built like that. I'm North African. It doesn't count. You know what I mean? Yeah. She's always yelling at me. She's like, you're so lazy, Christian. You can't even bring yourself to listen to me when I talk to you. I'm like, lazy? Dude, I'm actively tuning you out right now. That takes time. That takes some serious Buddhist concentration to not hear the shit you have to say, you know what I'm saying? She can annoy me though sometimes. Like the other day we're in the car, I'm driving and she's in the passenger seat, and we're listening to music, you know what I mean? It was a good ride. And then every 2 seconds she started reminding me of things you have to buy for the house. She's like, don't forget we have to buy Mr. Clean. Don't forget we have to buy, you know, eggs. I'm like, can we just keep the next 30 minutes commercial free? Do you know what She's great, dude. She's great. You ever argue with your wife in the car, dude? That shit sucks, because you're stranded, dude. You can't go anywhere. It got to a point one time where I had to get out. I'm like, I'm taking an Uber home. I'll meet you at home. Dude, I was 10 minutes from the house. Tell me how the Uber cost $100. I never felt so poor in my life. I'm like, I literally don't make enough money to argue with my wife, dude. We were arguing, she's like, you're not allowed to eat McDonald's ever again. I'm like, what the fuck? You haven't even tried it. She's never even tried McDonald's. Isn't that crazy? It's like, dude, don't knock something before you try it. I live like that. I'm always very big on the whole mantra, don't knock something before you try it. Because I've seen a lot of people with like strong opinions about things, open your mind, try the thing, and then they're happy they did. You know what I mean? That's why I think if a lot of these pro-lifers would maybe try an abortion or two, they might be like, you want to know what? This isn't so bad, you know? All right. You guys came with me a little bit on that. No, we don't want to have kids, is what I'm trying to say. We don't want to have kids. My wife came to me the other day. She's like, I don't want to have kids. I'm like, how come? She's like, because I really don't want to spend all my time running after them and all that. I'm like, you know, you make a good point. So we're deciding, you know, we don't want kids. We should have decided this within the first 2 trimesters. I think that would have been better. Yeah. Where do we go from here? I don't know. Mexico? Do they take care of that Mexico? No, she's not pregnant, but I don't want to have kids. We don't have kids because it's, I wasn't sure about the microphone. This is going, no. You guys want kids? I mean, do you guys all want kids? I don't want to go through it, dude, because like, what if my kid has like social issues? You know what I mean? What if my kid goes to school and he's a loser in school? Now I got to go through that again. You know what I mean? And like, I don't want to have to. Fuck that, dude. My kid doesn't want to take the bus because he's getting made fun of. Now I got to drive him and risk being seen with him. Fuck you, dude. I got a reputation to uphold. You understand? I'm trying to deal with that, dude. And if I do become a father, I'm not teaching my kid about the tooth fairy and shit, dude. Fuck that shit. What kind of degenerate shit? Yeah, fuck it. Sell your teeth. Make a buck. What the fuck kind of porn shop shit? No way, dude. Oh, fuck it. Sell your teeth, dude. Fuck. You're only gonna lose them anyway when you're eventually addicted to crystal meth. No, dude. Yeah, man, I didn't have a good upbringing too, so it's like, what am I going to pass on to my kids? You know, like my father, for example, he wasn't a great dad. He was a workaholic, so he didn't spend a lot of time with me and my siblings, because he was a physician, my father. So he's always seeing patients. And I remember getting upset as a kid, and I asked my mom, like, how come Daddy doesn't spend time with me? Is it because he doesn't accept my insurance? Like, what the fuck, you know what I mean? My mother was like, listen, you're not the only one looking for a new provider. I'm like, Mom, please don't tell me you've been going out of network, because there's only so much I can take. All right, my name is Christian John.